So I posted the video yesterday with John Arthur where we talked about how it's good to try to maintain relationships even with people that disagree with you. And while that's generally a good thing, I wanted to clarify that if someone's not being respectful, if they're not interacting in good faith, you're not under any obligation to continue to try to have conversations with them, right? History and politics are intertwined together. And if someone isn't open to like evidence, right, it's not a good use of your time to continually try to show them more data and more evidence. I had a person that I went to high school with. This was like maybe 2022. We had common friends. We were kind of friends, but he would call me to talk about politics, and he was really aggressive as he would do it. And he would sometimes insult me. He said like, "You're stupid for believing that." And I tried to set a boundary of like, "Hey, don't say that to me again." Right? I told him that I wasn't going to continue to engage in these conversations if he continued that. I tried to even say I don't think it's a good idea for us to talk about politics, but he continued to insult me. And then one day I just blocked his number so that he couldn't call me anymore. And I don't really regret that, just because he drew a line. I drew a line. I tried to set a boundary. He didn't listen to that. And also, when I would send him evidence, when I would send him like policy, for example, when I would try to send him data, he wouldn't review it. He would go back to his propaganda talking points and he would throw out insults, right? And this was someone that he didn't have a background in history or in political science. He didn't seem to be open to evidence. He was a sales bro who had done well in summer sales and maybe had some confidence thinking that his abilities there carried over to his knowledge in politics when it just didn't. And so he was in many ways a walking Dunning-Kruger that didn't know what he didn't know, didn't understand the things that he had not studied, right? So again, I just bring this up to point out that it's good to try to find common ground. It's good to interact even with people that we might disagree with, but you're not under any obligation to allow yourself to be insulted, to allow people to walk all over you. And there comes a certain point in many relationships where you might say, hey, let's not talk about politics. I have, similar to John Arthur, right? I have a conservative dad, and there have been times where I've said, hey, I don't think it's a good idea for us to talk about politics. And I've tried to avoid the topic with him because I can't undo 30 years of Fox News and Rush Limbaugh. And understand, with History Education Foundation being a nonprofit doesn't mean I can't criticize Fox News or Rush Limbaugh. It's more about I'm not supposed to promote one specific candidate with the platform, right? But Fox News has lost lawsuits before. They're not an accurate news source. Any objective person is going to say that Fox News is not an accurate news source. So if someone has just been exposed to nonstop propaganda for years, you're probably not going to be able to convince them to shift their viewpoint or to look at other information. And again, I just bring that up because I was thinking a lot about what I posted with John Arthur and I. Like, overall, it's good to maintain relationships. If you can find common ground, that's good. But sometimes you're not going to be able to find common ground. And it hits a certain point where you either change the conversation, talk about other things. And if they don't do that, and if you try to draw lines and they cross those lines, and if they're disrespectful, it's okay to distance yourself a little bit. I don't think you should be looking to do that automatically. But if it happens, if someone is insulting you, if someone's calling you stupid for your political beliefs, especially if these beliefs are grounded in history, if they're grounded in a lot of accurate research, then you don't have to put up with that, right? I would try to steer the conversation somewhere else and draw boundaries at that point.